Welcome, legends. This is News and Rings, bringing you nonstop WWE news, match results, and inside scoops. Hit subscribe and let's dive straight in. The wrestling world has been buzzing nonstop for the past 48 hours after a storyline twist involving Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch sent shockwaves through every corner of the WWE universe. What began as a seemingly normal week of programming exploded into one of the most intense character-driven moments fans have seen in years, pushing emotions to the limit and blurring the line between personal pride and professional chaos. The energy online, backstage, and among viewers has been electric, with everyone scrambling to understand what this monumental shift means for the future of the company and two of its most iconic athletes. Seth Rollins reaches his breaking point in storyline. In a dramatic character turn crafted to ignite the main event scene, Seth Rollins, long known for his calm, strategic demeanor, reached an emotional breaking point after a calculated betrayal by a trusted ally within the fictional narrative. For years, Rollins has been portrayed as someone who can outthink, outmaneuver, and outperform his enemies, but this latest twist forced him to confront a level of on-screen manipulation he didn't see coming. His character's unraveling created some of the most compelling television in recent memory, fueling conversations across social media as fans debated whether this version of Rollins was headed for redemption or total collapse. Becky Lynch pulled into the fire. Becky Lynch, equally beloved by fans around the world, found herself pulled into the storyline not through scandal but through emotional stakes that elevated the drama to new heights. As part of the narrative, Becky became entangled in the fallout of Seth's betrayal, not as a victim or wrongdoer, but as a partner trying to steady him while fighting her own battles in a volatile women's division. Her character was shown struggling with pressure from all sides: loyalty to Seth, her own career ambitions, and the intense scrutiny that comes with being the top woman in the industry. This dual focus on both wrestlers created a layered, emotional arc that resonated deeply with fans. The mysterious video leak twist, entirely fictional. To intensify the storyline, WWE introduced a mysterious video leak within the fictional universe that appeared to show conversations and strategies being shared without Seth's knowledge. These weren't personal or harmful clips. Rather, they were stage segments portraying private discussions about alliances, title aspirations, and behind-the-scenes politics. The leak created chaos in the locker room, turning friends into suspects and allies into potential enemies. This narrative choice set off a chain reaction that sent Seth on a spiraling quest for answers, pushing his character into darker and more unpredictable territory. Seth's disappearance as a story beat. Within the scripted narrative, Seth vanished from WWE programming for 2 days, prompting frantic speculation from characters on-screen. Reports within the story suggested that he had gone off the grid, consumed by frustration and determined to uncover who had set him up. WWE used his absence to build tension, having other characters question his stability, his strategy, and even his alliances. This created an atmosphere of uncertainty that kept the audience glued to every update, wondering when and how Seth would return and what version of him would step back into the ring. A friend turns foe, the big reveal. The reveal, when it arrived, was explosive yet entirely crafted for entertainment. The person behind the fictional betrayal turned out to be a longtime ally of Seth's, someone who had slowly grown envious of his success and influence. This twist reframed months of subtle tension, turning background moments into key clues. Fans immediately went back to rewatch previous episodes, picking out hints they hadn't noticed before. The betrayal wasn't about romance or real-life drama. It was about ambition, jealousy, and power, the perfect ingredients for a high-stakes wrestling storyline. Becky Lynch, caught in the fallout. As the story progressed, Becky was forced into difficult decisions, choosing between confronting Seth's newfound aggression or stepping into her own battles that had suddenly become tangled with his. Her character was shown wrestling, emotionally and physically, against the consequences of Seth's unraveling while facing challenges from rivals who smelled blood in the water. The tension made her segments some of the most talked-about moments of the week, with fans praising her ability to portray vulnerability and strength at the same time. WWE. Scrambling to control the chaos. In the fictional universe, WWE's authority figures were shown scrambling to maintain order as Seth's pursuit of vengeance and Becky's conflicting loyalties threatened ongoing storylines. Backstage segments featured producers, referees, and executives trying, unsuccessfully, to contain the situation, which only made the drama feel more realistic. The chaos forced sudden match changes, heated confrontations, and compelling promos from multiple superstars. It was the kind of unpredictable energy that fuels fan excitement and keeps the momentum rolling week after week. The locker room responds. The locker room reactions became a major part of the storyline, with some characters siding with Seth and others with the unnamed betrayer. Rumors, alliances, and confrontations filled every episode, painting a vivid portrait of a roster torn apart by mistrust. The men's and women's divisions both became entwined in the larger narrative, turning even minor backstage interactions into potential clues. This layered approach to storytelling gave every performer, from top champions to emerging talents, a chance to contribute to a compelling company-wide arc. A corporate crisis, storyline only. To heighten the stakes, WWE incorporated fictional corporate fallout from the scandal within the storyline, suggesting sponsors were asking questions, creative teams were scrambling, and executives were debating whether to suspend or punish the involved characters. This meta-style approach blurred storytelling boundaries in a way that felt fresh and immersive. Fans online debated how much of the chaos was planned and how much was improvised, fueling engagement and theory crafting across social platforms. Tension at home, portrayed professionally, not personally. Within the fictional context, Seth and Becky's characters were shown dealing with extreme professional pressure that strained their usually united front. This wasn't about real-life drama or relationship issues. Instead, it portrayed the realistic challenges two top stars might face when their careers collide with high-stakes chaos. The story emphasized communication breakdowns, conflicting priorities, and emotional fatigue, relatable themes that made the characters feel more human and their struggles more compelling. The scandal that changed everything. By the time the identity of the betrayer was revealed, the story had expanded into one of the most ambitious locker room sagas in recent WWE memory. Seth emerged from the chaos more determined than ever, but also more unpredictable, setting the stage for a darker, edgier chapter in his character arc. Becky stood at a crossroads, torn between repairing the damage or stepping forward into her own spotlight. Their intertwined futures became the foundation for months of new storytelling possibilities. A new direction for the main event scene. With the scandal storyline now in full swing, WWE began shifting its main event trajectory, opening doors for new rivalries, surprise alliances, and high-stakes matches that could shape the next year of programming. Seth's pursuit of redemption or revenge, whichever path he chooses, promises to shake up the top of the card, while Becky's simultaneous rise could spark a reinvention of the women's division. The storyline marks a turning point for the company, one filled with emotional depth, personal conflict, and explosive potential. The road forward. As the dust settles, one thing is clear. This fictional storyline has redefined the landscape of WWE storytelling. With Seth Rollins on a razor's edge, Becky Lynch fighting to maintain her balance, and the entire locker room thrown into uncertainty, the next chapter promises even more twists, reveals, and unforgettable moments. Fans aren't just watching, they're invested, theorizing, arguing, and anticipating what comes next. The emotional stakes are sky high, the characters more human than ever, and the WWE universe is bracing for impact.